I am once again going live today. I'm going live with a great person that many of you know. His name is Rehan Allahwala, and I was blessed to meet him, that he found me 5 years ago, and opened the world to me and Pakistan. Okay.
Hi.
Oh, yes. Woohoo! I did it, Rianne. Okay.
How are you?
Okay. Today is an anniversary for you and me. Facebook keeps us up
Wow.
on this. You and I met 5 years ago. Wow. What a ride it has been. I am so thankful for meeting you. You're still the Bill Gates of Pakistan. Okay.
Without the money.
You have something more than money. You connect people all over the world, and this is not an easy feat. I talked to many when I first met you that would reach out their hand in friendship and nobody would grab it. I might be the first one that would accept them as a friend. And since then, I think things are changing, and it's due to you. Okay?
So let's hear the story from Pamela Hills of 5 years ago. What happened? How did you find me? And what happened? The journey. Let's hear it from you, and then I will share my side of the story.
Okay. First of all, I met my first Pakistani before I met Rehan. He was the only one I knew at that time. And a video came up one day that had Rehan Allahwala in it. And I watched it. He had shared it with me, and I watched it, and I'm going, just like I said, wow, this man is amazing. He is the Bill Gates of Pakistan. And I didn't know him from a man on the moon, But later that day, after I watched that video, a phone call came. And I was sitting in a chair, just like I am now, except in those days I talked on a laptop and was in my kitchen. It was Rehan Allahwala on the other end of the phone. And I was amazed. And we talked. And of course, I have learned over time, Carla Riekman taught me something that Rehan's been trying to teach me for a while, is how to do what I'm doing today. And believe me, if this woman can learn, anyone can, okay? But when I first met him, he asked me to do one thing: teach English to Pakistan. And I'm going, but I'm not a teacher. And, I sat on this for a week or two or possibly a month before I got back with him. And when I did, I said, but Rehan, I'm not a teacher. And he said to me, Pamela, anyone can teach. All you have to do is just show up and talk to the people of Pakistan. And I go, okay, Rehan, I'll do this. I had no idea at that time what a blessing this would be. When I first began to talk to the people of Pakistan, they were shocked that an American was talking to them, because 5 years ago, the impression that our news media had left about Pakistan is that they were terrorists and all this type of stuff. And I talked to one man who did not want to talk to me because I was an American. And I thought, how am I going to reach this man to talk to him? And so we began to talk. And, a long story short, he said, because of you, I no longer hate America. This is the effect that we have on one another by talking to one another. So anyway, I finally said to Rehan, okay, I'm in, I'll do this. I went from 60 friends, which were most family and you know, people I'd went to school with and what have you, local people, to over 5,000 people. And for the past 5 years, I have met people all over the world. I've taught English to many in Pakistan. Now I have been going to the schools for the past 3 years and speaking to all ages. I, you know, help them improve their English. They teach me Urdu, Pashtun, you name it, you know. But it has been a learning journey, and I am invited to every province in Pakistan. I would want for nothing if I go there. I'd be treated like a queen. But unfortunately, when they ask me, things are not easy, you know, to travel. As many of you know, it's not easy. But my dream will happen one day. When I was a 16-year-old girl living on the farm, I dreamed of seeing the world. I dreamed of seeing the Eiffel Tower in Paris. I dreamed of going to Germany. Those dreams all came true when I met my husband. And I have been blessed to meet and talk and learn from people all over the world. And that journey is just continued. But it's continued right here in my office. As my kids told me one day, Mom, you're still traveling. And I am. It has been a blessing to meet you, Rehan. You have shown that nothing is impossible. And I truly believe what Rehan believes. Talking to one another can change the world. We are the peacemakers. And we can do this. I truly believe, too, that Mark Zuckerberg does not know the power of Facebook and just what we can do with it. We are the peacemakers, and we must reach out a hand and talk to a stranger, because only we can make the peace that we want. Like I say, I am blessed. I will tell you this story too, and I mentioned this, you know, when I shared what Facebook put up about our anniversary, 5-year anniversary of me and Rehan. Rehan, I told once, and I truly believed this, that he comes to us in the time that we need him the most. My mom lived with us. I took care of her for 20 years. She had Alzheimer's, and I saw her leave me a day at a time. I left this house one day a month, and that was to get her medicine and supplies. I had no contact with the outside world. Rehan came into my life almost a month before she died. She died the 12th of February. We met today. Without this happening, without me focusing beyond losing her and talking to people, that year would have been very, very hard. But I was so immersed in teaching people English and reaching out, I didn't have time for the tears and crying. And that is what you gave me, Rehan. You gave me the world, and you gave me something so much more than I don't know if I can even comprehend. Just as we do on Facebook, and by reaching out, we all cry together. We all laugh together. I've even attended a Vahid by a Skype my husband and I did of a dear friend that we met there. I am you know, by the phone, I'm taken into the classrooms. I talk to children of all ages, and I dearly love the sweet little voices of the little children. I'm told by the teachers that the name Pamela Hills is known in just about every village. Okay. But, oh my gosh, this is 5 years. What's it going to be in 10 years, Rehan? I mean, there is nothing you can do if you tell yourself that you can do it, you know. And I used to have a motto, and I believe it's true. Reach out, grab my hand, and let's be friends. And I want to thank, I can't even imagine how many people there are out there, because I have 5,000 followers that has went up and down the past 5 years. I have thousands of, you know, of friends. And through them, I have other friends that may not talk to me. The reason I learn a little Urdu, like I always greet them with Assalamu alaikum. And I learn, like when I go into the schools, and the teachers do this as well, especially along the villages where English is just not spoken a lot. We teach them things that they will take home and in turn teach their parents. The names of vegetables in English, the names of fruits in English, the days of the week, months, we count. And I will tell you the one thing, and I was talking to the teachers the other day, they do amazing with ABCs till they get to, or numbers, I'm sorry. Oh no. I'm sorry. It is with ABCs. They do amazing with this. I mean, the younger the child is that learns English, the easier it is for them. But they will get to Z and they'll say Z, or they'll get, you know, instead of Z, Z. And I was told by someone the other day, this is like a generational type thing with a Z. You know, but in English and ABCs, we say Z, or we say zero. We don't say Zeto, or, you know, what have you. So it's just a small thing. And the other thing is, oh my goodness, the journey. Some are so shy to talk to me. Some would not even show their face. They were afraid. And as we talked, that shyness went away. And, you know, I just encourage people to reach out and not be afraid to talk to one another. I never meet a stranger. I don't care where you're from. I want to talk to you. And I wish that Facebook would change their policy of 5,000 friends, because I'm like Rehan, I'd like to have 1 million. I may not talk to you all the time, but you will always know I'm there. So, okay, Rehan, back to you.
Tell us about the story where this boy wrote to you that he wants to come and kill everybody in the United States.
Okay, yeah, as I said, at the first, when I began to talk to people, they were shocked.
I think it was 2 years or 1 year already in.
Yeah, we were, happened. Yeah. I will tell you, I have talked to all kinds of people. You know, I friend everyone. And I had this one, it was shocking. He was adamant that, you know, he'd kill me. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, you know, who are you? Why do you want to do this? And he hated America. He hated Americans so much. And, you know, this was the, I think the perception, the walls, or the walls that we had to tear down between us. Our military is being seen as an invading force. And, you know, especially in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and all these other places. And so he finally, he doesn't want to kill me anymore. I don't know if I've talked to him in a long time. But as I say, when I talked to the other man, that he hated America.
What did it take to change his hate for America into his non-hate for America?
Okay. It was talking about, I understand how you feel. It was me getting on his level and not looking down on him for feeling that way, but getting on his level and understanding why he felt that way. He hates America because of our policies, because of the drones of killing so many children. And so to see an American was like, ugh, you know. But I have seen that. I never hear comments like that anymore, ever. And I think that is due to you. You had a photo made of me once. Oh my goodness. Of everybody's calling me. Had a photo made of me and sort of made me a goodwill ambassador to Pakistan. I'm friends with your embassies there. I was told by them, good job. Any time that a person from another country as seen as a hostile nation, when you reach out and talk to people, it moves mountains. It is more powerful than any weapon on earth. And I know there are still young men out there that feel like that toward America. And I do understand. I mean, when your home is invaded, when your family is killed. But I also know with the education that's talking, they are seeing the other side. Like they said, we have been killed by far more, like Taliban, Daesh, whatever you want to call them, than you. It is our own people we must fear as well. And so this is another reason I think education is so important. For many, I'm the first American they've ever talked to. I mean, that is a privilege and an honor. Because through me, they see kindness. I totally believe, and I've had many Pakistanis say the same, you give what you get. You give anger, you're going to give it back. You give kindness, you're going to give it back. Or, get it back. And I think this is really some of your true mission, Rehan, is just getting people to talk one another and lay down the differences that we have and find a common ground. So, am I right on that?
So hi everyone, today I'll introduce you to Pamela Hills, and Pamela Hills and I met 5 years ago today, as Facebook says, but even though it feels it was longer than that.
Yeah.
I think it was longer than that, but maybe it was 5 years, but it feels like forever. I have had the honor to stay with her in her house with my son and my colleague Manib. I met her, and I think I called her on Messenger, if she says so. That's what must have been happened.
Yeah.
And I
don't even think they had Messenger in those days, Rehan.
Yeah. So somehow I messaged her, and we talked, and then she said, I like to make new friends. And I said, sure, would you like to make new friends from Pakistan? She said, sure. So I sent 10 friend suggestion to her. She added 10 friends, and a week later I asked her again, how's it going? So are you enjoying the new friends? And she said, sure, I can use more friends. I said, sure, really? Okay, I'll send you 10 more friends. So I sent her 10 more friends, and then 10 days or 2 weeks later I asked her, how's it going? So she said, oh, I'm loving my new friends. I said, well, would you like more friends? So I took her photo and I advertised on Facebook, hi, my name is Pamela Hills from the United States. Would you like to be my friend, on my page? And voila, she has now over 5,000 Facebook friends, and 5,000 Facebook friends and 5,000 followers. And she is doing amazing. And she has helped some kids migrate to the US, get scholarship in the US. She has a son, adopted son, who comes and live with her sometime. He studies near her house, in Newark, Ohio, and because of her, I know Ohio so much. And so
And
she's a
you're
lovely
welcome anytime.
she's a lovely human being, and I wish that I could find more people like her. And it has been my dream for many, many years to find elderly people who have time, who have the wisdom, who are willing to share their time with other people, to rest of the world. And if we could just, kind of make a village elder who is an American in all parts of the world, they can just share their knowledge and wisdom to and impart it with that village or the city, and we can start collectively becoming finally one lost human family, which we are, and grow each other and empower each other instead of hating each other. In the coming times, we will need more of this because the climate is changing. The world is heading towards a very, very crazy time, and we will need to do this more and more. And so I urge all of you, I urge all of the people who can donate an hour a day, an hour a week, an hour a month, to come out and talk, just have a conversation with a stranger on their Facebook, or introduce one of their friends to somebody else. So just talk to your own friends, and that way your community, your followers, your other friends will know your friends. And that's what we do even now at Christmas, at Eid, at party. When somebody comes to our house, we say, "Oh, meet my friend. He does this. He's a doctor. He's an engineer. This is what he does." So that way we can learn from each other. uh, Abdul Zahir says she's waiting for the laptop. I think I sent her a laptop 2 years ago, and then she got another mobile phone, which she's using right now to talk with us. So she has never complained, but if she ever asks me something, I'll be happy to send her another
Yeah,
laptop.
I got my laptop, if that's what you're talking about. I when I first started computers, Rehan, my own kids had to tell me how to turn it on. We are the generation following our kids, but we are fast catching up. And technology keeps changing. And I know there are many that are afraid to get on Facebook. Don't be afraid. Travel the world and never leave your home. Like I say, if I can do it, you had wanted me to get on this phone for, oh my gosh, I think 2 or 3 months, and I could not figure it out. And the other day, a light bulb came on with Carla. She worked with me a long time. And this is why this is happening today. I could not understand, because Facebook Live is so new, that you had to have a phone in order to connect. And it took me a while to understand, but now I do. So thank you for that.
Carla wrote elderly. It could be elderly, it could be young ones. I wish my children were taking an hour a day every day and doing this broadcast every day and just talking, just show up. Your children can learn more just by being live with strangers online, and it's safe. I was talking to another friend of mine who was offering her girl who was 15 to talk and teach English. And she was saying that she's scared of predators. My answer to that was, she's 15. Number one, she's very close to you. If somebody messages her, she will tell you. And the best way to learn to deal with the predator is go out there. And number one. Number two, you are talking to community which is not even in your country. It takes an arm and a leg to come into this country and talk. So it's very hard, and you shouldn't be scared. And if you're scared, then you shouldn't do it. But remember, fear is the biggest enemy. Fear is the biggest enemy. And if only our children in Pakistan, if our children in the US, if our children in all the countries just show up on Facebook Live, start talking, which I know will happen eventually. This will become part of curriculum. This is part of cultural understanding to open your phone and talk to strangers around the globe. And that's how I met, you know, my company. The reason who I am is because I answered an email 20 years ago from Suzanne Bowen, who was at Suzanne Slay at that time. She sent an email from her classroom from 8th graders looking for pen pals, email pals, who she wanted to find people who can talk to the classroom in Florida. And I messaged back saying, "Hi, can I be the friends of your students?" And she said, "Sure." And I was very scared because she wrote India, Israel, and other countries, but she never wrote Pakistan. So I was like, "I'm from Pakistan. Is that okay? Would you accept me?" You know, I was so, I would say, in confident. I had totally no confidence in myself and my country, that I was scared. And I answered that email. Uh, and then rest is history. And she became my best friend. She gave me the confidence to speak. She told me, she taught me, she made me into a person I am. And God always sends us a person who can help us in that moment in time. It has always happened that whenever I was ready to grow, I guess, I was sent a teacher who would change me into a different person. So I'm thankful to Suzanne, who taught me to communicate. I'm thankful to Fatma Surya Bajia, who taught me to communicate. I'm thankful to Pamela. I took a course from Pamela, how to talk small talk, because I don't like to do small talk. And Pamela was so nice, and she taught me how to small talk and start a conversation and break ice. Pamela is a great asset to the planet. She has traveled the world. She has thousands and thousands of people talking to her. She has extreme expertise in communicating. So if you want to do something for your area, what you do is you get Pamela to come and speak online or offline as a speaker for learning how to communicate, because this is the skill which nobody is teaching in schools, and we don't know how to communicate. And because we don't know how to communicate, we don't talk to strangers, and because we don't talk to strangers, we're fearful of them, and because we are fearful of them, they eventually become our enemy because we don't talk. So if Trump wants to drop the American bomb, that Pamela Hills is the American bomb, he should drop her Facebook ID in North America and Russia and everywhere else, so that they can all be friends with her and see how Americans are.
Yeah. You know, Rehan, my husband is retired military. He was in the Air Force 24 years. And I got to travel to places like Korea. I lived in Germany for 5 years and was there when the wall came down. It made such an impression on me of what true freedom is. We took our family and chipped at the Berlin Wall. And I understand why people love this country so much and want to come here. But there are people that live inside of this country that have never lived behind a wall, that have never had their freedom just disappear overnight. And, you know, we all have to grab each other's hands for freedom. I am a true believer in that. And I can't remember the exact quote, but I truly believe we do not come in each other's lives by chance. We are put there. And you were put there in a time that I needed a friend so bad, because my mom was dying and there was nothing I could do about it. But you gave me a purpose that year after her death to keep going. And I think this is what we can do for each and every person that we meet. Just listen, talk, and be there when they need us. So I thank you. Your heart is bigger than the world. I can't thank you enough for taking a chance on me 5 years ago.
Thank you
And
for taking a chance on me 5 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah. Like I said, I had no idea on earth who Rehan Allahwala was. But I sure know now. And I will tell you, it was a pleasure for me and my husband. It was an honor to actually meet you when you came to our home. It was like I had to pinch myself. He's really here. And for your son, Saad, I saw a picture of him not too long ago. And like I said, it's been almost 5 years ago. So I think it was, what, a year or two after we met that you came
Almost
to our home, I think.
3 years ago.
3 years ago? Okay. Saad has grown so much, I could not believe he was the same little boy that was in my kitchen teaching me how to make the proper way of how to make chicken biryani. It was just amazing. And, like I say, I have these experiences with many people. They take me on tours of the town, or, the school, or what have you. And I've shown people my home, especially when I had the laptop. I did Rehan, all by myself. I made a video which I shared with you about snow here in America. It is shocking in a way to me, who lives in the north. Granted, we haven't had as much snow as we have outside for the past 2 or 3 years. But there are people from Africa to Karachi, Pakistan, that has never seen snow.
Let me show you some sun. You want some sun?
Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that looks so good. It is, the sun is, oh, wow. The sun is shining here finally today.
It's -2 degrees, but it's really shiny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the sun is very powerful here, but it's -2 degrees, so it's cold.
And you can see the ground.
You can see the ground, yes.
Yeah, here we have about 10 inches of snow and a layer of ice under that as well. So enjoy your warm sunshine, no snow on the ground. But this is what you can also do. You can take people on tours. You can show them your town. Like I say, after you talk to people for so long, you become family. You're not just friends anymore. You are family. And, you watch their children grow up. Like I, saw Saad. I could not believe it was the same young man who's grown up. And you have a lovely family, Rehan, as well.
You should bring Saad on Facebook Live and talk with him.
Oh, yeah. That would be amazing. I don't know what the time is in PAC. I will tell you.
They never sleep. Never mind. They're never sleeping. They're
okay. But I've got to tell you this story, especially in the tribal areas. I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to talk to these students, and we might be on for a minute, and they are gone due to load shedding. And of course they didn't come back on. Well, things are starting to get a little bit better. But the funny thing was, when I began to talking to Pakistan, I got to plug in. I did not know. Wait just a moment. Voila. Oh. Okay. I don't want to close. Okay, hopefully, oh. Dear. What do I do, Rehan?
You should end this and
Okay.
And
but I will tell you quickly,
I'm so
just
happy
like
that
I'm
you did this. And
okay, wait a minute.
This is not the end
Here
of
we
it.
go.
This is not the last.
I wanted to tell you this story. When I began talking to Pakistan, I knew nothing that you had load shedding over here because the lights here don't go off. That's one of the most surprising things for our young Pakistan friend who he came to college. He has graduated. We went to his graduation and he is working now. We are so, so proud of him. And he about froze the first winter he came here because Karachi doesn't get that cold or doesn't have snow. Okay, but back to the other, and then we will say in this, I would be talking to people in Pakistan, knew nothing about load shedding, but I'm talking to them and I'm going, these are people I've just met, and it's like, they're gone. And I'm going, oh my gosh, did I say something to offend them? What did I do? Well, time would pass and they would appear again and they would go, oh, I'm so sorry, the load shedding, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then as time went on, things have gotten better with load shedding. But as time went on, they would tell me, we've only got 5 minutes to talk, before the lights go off. And, everything is a learning curve, and we learn from one another. That's what we do, so that's just another funny story, Rehan. And again, thank you. You say what you got to say, and we'll say, Huda Hafez to everyone, okay?
All right. Just make sure that after you end this call, you click post and not delete. Otherwise, this video will be deleted. And I want to request all of you who are watching, thank you for watching. And please make sure that you interview Pamela Hills. We need to make her an expert on Facebook Live so that we can request her to come live daily or do something interesting, more interesting than she has been doing. I would request Pamela to, from now on, stop talking to people on text and ask them, hey, if you want to talk to me, just come from such and such time. I will be available on live and you can just come and talk to me and chit chat with me and show me your house and see my rabbits and see my my tomatoes and everything else. You can teach us how to make biscuits, and we can teach you how to make the biryanis through video, because text is beautiful, but video is phenomenal because we can see things and it's more powerful. So until next time, thank you so much again for your time. Thank you so much for telling the story and being who you are. God bless you.
Thank you, Rehan, for your amazing friendship. Thank you all. Bye-bye.